I'll share one like really tough lesson that I learned early on. Actually, this wasn't a particularly tough lesson. Just like everybody was saying no. You know, we were just getting no, 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 no over and over and over again.
Yep.
Nobody understood creators. And so we just kept a list of the common objections, and I would call investors afterwards, and I would not beg, but I would say like, hey, I really want feedback. Like I don't worry about sparing my feelings. Just like, you know, I believe in this thing and I really want to know like, what's the disconnect? How come you're not willing, you know, and it's not because I want your money. I just want to make the pitch better, you know? So help me make the pitch better. And so, you know, we would sort of triangulate between their answers there and then the kind of questions they asked and where they seemed to wrap their heads around, you know, what the blockers were. And, you know, it became clear that like there were a few concerns. One was like, what is this creator market and how big really is it? So I made a second deck that just described the creator market. And I would start the pitches with that deck to help to like set context. So we would identify the blockers with investors, and then we would build stories and quantitative models and qualitative models to describe those or to get over those blockers. That was a really important thing, is like being very clear about what the problems and blockers were and then solving them one by one. The second key learning was, you know, I went into these first rounds of pitches. I'm sitting at these tables in Silicon Valley looking at investors. You know, I'm a YouTuber. Like I'm like looking at these people going like, what the hell am I doing here? I have no idea how to talk to these folks. And, you know, I was intimidated. And so I was trying to talk about the business and trying to talk about metrics and trying to talk about our growth and like all these things. And the truth was that wasn't who I was. It wasn't that I couldn't grow into that and I couldn't learn that. Of course, I'm still CEO, so I've had to learn a lot about business and management and people and finances and HR and all the things that CEOs have to learn, the whole CEO skill set. Yeah. But I didn't have that skill set back then. And so I made this adjustment where I thought, you know what, I'm going to be myself. In these pitch meetings, I'm just going to be who I am. And I started the pitches differently moving forward. I started the pitches with the story that I just told you of this robot, you know, music video and the sets and uploading this YouTube video and feeling like I wasn't making any money and feeling like it had to change. And I had pictures of the whole thing. So I had like, here's the Millennium Falcon replica that I built. Here's the robots. Like, here's the thing. I'd spend 10 minutes showing them like, I'm a crazy fucking artist and I went crazy on this music video and I got paid $150 for it. Do you see the problem? Like I would start, you know, I would like really get passionate and like, and it turns out that was the thing that resonated with investors. And what I didn't realize, you know, I thought I was taking a risk, but actually for those early rounds and for those early stage investors, what they care about more than the business or the model or the product, what they care about more is like, is this a passionate person who's solving a real problem that actually exists? And are they going to go to the ends of the earth and back in order to solve it and never quit? Because building a company from scratch is the hardest freaking thing in the world. It's so hard. And like, they know that. And they know that unless you deeply care about this problem, you're going to give up. And so they want to see somebody who's like committed, like for a decade.
Fanatical,
fanatical to solve a problem that they really deeply care about. And telling that story showed investors that like, that you know, we've fulfilled that criteria.